What's up, guys? Doomwake here, and welcome back to another Foundations Standard video. We're still kind of in that lull period before we get Aether Drift, which I believe is coming out as of the time of recording. I want to say it's about a week and a half. It might be 2 weeks. I can't remember exactly when the release date is for Arena, but there is a lot of good stuff to get into in terms of Standard with that set. I'm going to be doing a set review. I'm not going to go card by card, but what I usually do when sets come out is I kind of pick like top 20. I do a video of here are my picks for Standard, maybe Modern, and then I want to try and do a video where I give you like maybe 5 or 6 decks for week 1 Aether Drift Standard, because that video was well received the last time we did it. So be on the lookout for some Aether Drift content, kind of waiting for the full set to come out before I inform my opinion, but it is on its way. But in the meantime, you know, there's still some interesting things to explore, and one of those interesting things happens to be Merfolk, where Vodalian Hexcatcher is an extremely powerful lord that was in Dominaria United in Standard, and gives all of your Merfolk +1/+1, and you can sacrifice a Merfolk to sort of force spike or counter a non-creature spell unless they pay 1. Now, normally, you could say, well, you know, you have your Merfolk, you don't necessarily want to sacrifice the creatures that you're casting because, you know, it's mana intensive and ends up just trading a bunch of 1-for-1s. But Vodalian Hexcatcher happens to work extremely well with Deeproot Pilgrimage, where this says whenever a non-token Merfolk becomes tapped, make a 1/1. Now, the problem with Pilgrimage is the way that it's balanced is if you have a wide board of Merfolk and you attack with 5 creatures, it says 1 or more, so you only get 1 token per attack. But what if I told you there was a way to sidestep that? And now we enter the third piece of the combo. This is like a weird combo deck. Subterranean Schooner. The text on this card mostly is irrelevant. The important part is that it has crew 1. So, if you have a Hexcatcher, a Schooner, and a Pilgrimage in play, the way that Schooner works is you can tap one of your Merfolk to crew it. That will trigger the Pilgrimage. Now, the way that vehicles work is once they're crewed, you can still crew them again even after they're a creature. So, you can individually tap each one of your Merfolk. So let's say you have, again, same board state 5 Merfolk. You can tap those Merfolk 1 at a time to trigger the Deeproot Pilgrimage 5 times. And what that allows you to do is it sort of locks your opponent out of the game from casting non-creature spells, where if you're making multiple Merfolk a turn with the Hexcatcher, they're not really ever going to be able to resolve a non-creature spell. So it kind of gives you this weird like lockout potential against, you know, Sunfall and more expensive removal spells. So that's a really important aspect of this deck. Now, even past those 3 cards, the Merfolk creatures actually aren't that bad. So Floodpits Drowner, card that's, you know, being played everywhere in Dimir decks, just a good card, happens to be a Merfolk. Sentinel, the Nameless City, fantastic card. Now, a little bit of a non-bo here. Both of these creatures have Vigilance, which means they don't tap to attack, so a little awkward with Pilgrimage. You do kind of really want that Schooner in play. Tishana's Tidebinder, fantastic against, you know, Kaido, Leyline Binding, there's Temporary Lockdown, plenty of triggered abilities that you can Tidebinder, and it's a Merfolk. And it has Flash, so you have Tidebinder, Floodpits Drowner, and Hexcatcher to play this sort of like instant speed only on your opponent's turn type of game. Now the 1-drops, that's where it kind of falls off a little bit. So Cenote Scout, fine card. No complaints about this one. Mockingbird, not technically a Merfolk, but you can copy 1-drops. So if you have a hand that has Cenote and Mockingbird, you can use the bird to copy the Cenote, sort of effectively making it an honorary Merfolk. Now we get to Flying Man, aka Mistway Spy. It's just a 1-mana 1/1 flyer. You know, again, there's only 2 copies here because it's not a good card, but when you're playing with Deeproot Pilgrimage, you really need to make sure you have a high enough density of 1s. There's only 6 that trigger the Pilgrimage on 2, but, you know, just to make sure that you can get a little bit of a higher percentage of triggering that Pilgrimage on turn 2, you do what you gotta do, okay? That's all I'm saying. Don't yell at me in the comments for playing Mistway Spy. It's all that's available. Now, the other problem with Simic is your interaction is not fantastic. We really only have 3 unsummons here. There is Unable to Scream in the sideboard, which is a fine card against red decks, but I don't think a card you want to main deck, so keep that in mind. And then the other good thing about playing a creature typal deck is you get to play Cavern of Souls and Soulstone Sanctuary, because Sanctuary being a merfolk, that's big for your lords, but also more importantly, if you have a Soulstone Sanctuary active and a Deeproot Pilgrimage, you don't need a Schooner, because you can just tap the Soulstone for mana. That will trigger the Pilgrimage. That's kind of a cool interaction. Sideboard, we mentioned the Screams for the red decks, Negates, Disdainful Strokes, those should be pretty obvious. Same with Ghost Vacuums, Pawpatch Formation, mostly here to kill big flyers, and Leyline Binding, Lockdown, stuff like that. Mindsinger is a really cool card that I love a lot against the Esper and blue-black bounce decks, because just for 3 mana for a 2/2, you don't have to pay any extra mana, you can just take their auto token. That's big. But once you start getting into the kicker territory, like if you play it for 5 mana, it enters with 2 counters. It's a 4/4, which means it doesn't die to nowhere to run, and you can steal Fear of Isolation, Nurturing Pixie, things like that. So I like this card a lot against Pixie in blue-black. And then just one Oko. Yeah, don't love this card, but it is a Planeswalker that kind of helps those grindy matchups. TM, trademark. That is a trademarked phrase, by the way. So yeah, that's Merfolk. I'm not entirely sure that this is a tier 1 meta thread, because I know a lot of people want to, ask me that. But it's a cool deck, and I think there's definitely some interesting synergies here, and there's maybe some Merfolk and Aether Drift that we might want to take a look at. So, with all of that said, see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. But first, a word from our sponsors, CoolStuffInc.com. If you would like to pre-order Aether Drift today, head on over to CoolStuffInc.com, use promo code DOOM at checkout. Not only get 5% off your order, but get this awesome free Rhino token as well. Cool Stuff Inc. They got cool stuff, and they got it in stock. I play first. Alakara. Well, we have the combo. I guess that's good enough. It is kind of crazy how much the red decks have. Spanish batch. You know the rule. We got a Haughty Djinn, huh? Haughty Djinn. I have no idea. I don't even know what I said to make Alexa, or not Alexa, Siri think I was talking to her. She has a mind of her own sometimes. Recommission. I don't really think I said anything even close to her name, Alright, please don't counter this. I mean, I guess we just pass here, right? Attacking is kind of free. Yeah, attacking is free. Because even if they play, well, it may not be free per se. If they play one spell, no, it is. Because if they play a spell, we can just counter it, make a token, play this, sack token, counter it. So yeah, they can't really block. They said oops. Why'd they say oops? Oh, because they wanted to do it before combat. I see. It's kind of worked out. So now they just take 5. I'm going to make a token main phase, so they can't respond to me making a token and casting a spell. Alright, your turn. Combo assembled. And see, this is the reason why I don't like the Cauldron stuff. I mean, obviously Cauldron good against this deck for reasons, but it's really kind of difficult to set up everything that you need for the Cauldron combo, because you need the Cauldron, and you need the Researcher, and you need these two, or I guess you need Cauldron, Researcher, and this, and 2 creatures that have a counter on them. So it's just kind of a lot. No, because Pilgrimage says non-token. So you can't make infinite tokens, but you can sure make a lot. I have lethal. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe lethal if I hit off the maps. I think they probably shouldn't attack here. And if that's the case, we have to draw Floodpits. Alright. They're sending it. It's a good draw. That is definitely a good draw. It's a huge draw. Okay, that's fine. I have lethal if I hit a spell off the map, so I'm just going to try to do that. And then if I miss, I can just bounce the Haughty Djinn. Guess I'll target this, because I'm most likely going to sack the tokens. Okay, GG. Got him! Nice. Do we want more Tishanas? I think I kind of want less Tishanas, if I'm being honest. Maybe these can go for Pawpatch. Yeah, let's do that. Might be a bird scale gamer. No, I was like pretty locked in on playing energy in Charlotte until recently when I 5-0 with Breach, and now I'm like scrambling to try and get Breach cards. I'm gonna play one of those two decks in Charlotte. Pretty good chance I might just end up playing energy anyways, just because it's gonna be so hard for me to get the Breach cards. But I'm mostly an energy gamer. I like mid-range decks like that. You know, it's like it has a very Judd feel to it. Yeah, Breach is also just an obscenely powerful deck. I would not be shocked if they had to ban Breach at some point. I know nobody wants to talk about bans, but I would not be shocked. Helping Hand, huh? I think they should ban Faithless. Well, I mean, Faithless Looting isn't even played in the Breach deck. Yeah, Breach was the best. Well, I mean, I don't know if it was the best deck during that time period. Like, I think you definitely could make an argument for, like, Boros is probably a little bit better, but it was at least in the conversation. We are not looking so hot this game. We can make an 0-4. Yeah, this is not looking good. I don't even know how I get out of this. Draw an Unsummon? Not that. The fish have let me down. Maybe there's a way I can race them somehow? Like, take a big hit, end of turn Hexcatcher, untap, copy, attack, chump block. It's unlikely, but... To be honest with you, we're probably just dead this turn. This is 13. Take 13. It ain't pretty. Wait, that doesn't do anything. Well, it kills the schooner. I could counter this. Could counter this or just let them kill the schooner. What's better? I'm assuming I probably don't care about the schooner at this point. So I'll just do this. I think we have to draw Floodpits. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13? It's so close. Nah, the schooner can't grow itself. Right? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We were actually pretty close. I can make one flying blocker, but then I'm just dead on board. Block still takes 7. Alright, game 3. Game 3. Yeah, we have Unable to Scream. Maybe the Tidebinders are bad. I was thinking Tidebinder was good against Oculus, but it even kind of lines up awkwardly against Oculus, especially if they do it on turn 2. Because if they do turn 2 Oculus, you can't even play the Tidebinder that turn, so they're guaranteed to get at least 1 token off of it. And then, like, from there, maybe they have a counter spell for it. I think I'm just not going to play the Tidebinders. And just do a couple of these. Just be lower to the ground. I don't even think it's close. I see vacuum, I keep. It's words to live by. Vacuum equals keep. That's free advice right there. I won't even charge you for that one. Exorcise. Okay, we're flooding and we're pissing. Given that I have Floodpits and Scream already, I don't think I want that. Normal circumstances, I would want that, but given my hand, I think it's kind of extraneous. Do you want the Mindsingers for this matchup? Yeah, probably. Well, it's equal to power, right? Let me look at this card again. So, enters with 2 counters for each time it was kicked. Gain control of the target creature power less than its power for as long as you control Mindsinger. So the problem with this is, in order for it to steal Oculus, you need to have double kicker and 2 lords. So I don't think it's good enough, and realistically, you're probably never going to be able to steal the Haughty Djinn, right? Because that might even have more power sometimes. So it's I don't know if it's that good. Should I play the Floodpits here just to get in more damage? Honestly, I think I should. Because we can push a lot of damage this turn. And it gives me 2 tokens to use the Hexcatcher on. I'll just graveyard that. Alright, they're at 11. We have a Scream in hand too. They have 1 Oculus, which would be kind of awkward because they can get 2 blockers out of it. Even if we Scream it, they could still block with the Oculus that turn. That's a good sign. So enters the battlefield tapped, 1 blocker. Block here, So if I use this to crew, they block here and take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I was trying to think if I could have lethal if I didn't counter it, but I should just counter it. Yeah. I was just doing some math to see if, like, if I didn't lose my 2/2/2s, would I still have lethal? But the answer is no. So now we just go here. Hit them for 7. Yeah, I'm keeping that one. You kidding me? I'm keeping that one. So now they can they can resolve the Helping Hand this turn. But that's fine, because they still only have one blocker. Yep. Yep-a-rooney. So, like, worst case scenario, they go White Source, split up. But then I could just sack my 2 tokens, counter the split up. Yeah, that's fine. That ain't no split up. Okay, I located. I secured. Keep note, they have an eye. I mean, they're looking pretty dead to me. Yeah, they're basically playing through a flip Dario. Essentially, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Schooner is pretty good against split up. Because even if they do untapped, we can just tap everything and then they only get to kill the Schooner. Cenote. Cenote. Yes. I would like that very much. The 1-drop white vehicle. So you'd have to remove Cenote Scout and Sentinel of the Nameless City. Is that worth it? I don't know. Trying to think. The other, like, you would lose green sideboard cards too, like Pawpatch, because you can't play Bant. You would have to just be blue white. I mean, it would be nice to have a second vehicle for the pilgrimage draws, but I just don't know if you need it that much. I have no idea how that works, Zenaroths. They're towning my Cenote. Okay, I'm with you. Joel. Cavern on Joel. Just want to find the vehicle at this point. I guess we main phase this for the 1 damage. I don't know if it's worth it. I'm going to let that go. Lost in the Mist. Definitely not that one. 5 mana counterspell, by the way. Wait, you can pay 5 mana, counter target spell, and then bounce your Storm Chaser's talent? See, now we are cooking with gas. Okay, I can't counter that. It's not a vehicle. I mean, I guess we're just making 2 more lords, right? Like, yeah, sure. All right. I deploy a lord. And I deploy a lord. Attack with just these 2. Alright, good luck. They kind of need the chump block, right? I guess they could take 9, but I don't know what their out is. They probably don't have nowhere to run because they would have cast it in hand. Or they would have cast it last turn. Fish. We are teaching the fish how to swim today. Had a weird tap effect and gave hexproof. Lost in the Mist. Do you know how much mana it costs, Muppet? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, okay. I see how it is. They could not keep up with the fish. It was 3 mana. So tap, effect, and gave hexproof. Yeah, I can't really think of the card that you're referring to. I'm sure it's out there, but all right. What do we do against blue-black enchanties? I think I wanted Mindsinger the last time to steal their otter tokens, and that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. And then I think I wanted all the Tidebinders against them because they're the heavy Kaido version. Let me just do like cut the spies. I mean, it's just almost a strictly better card than Tithing Blade, right? Now, to be fair, they didn't play a lot of Tithing Blades before, so I don't know if this is better, like if this is enough better than Tithing Blade to make them want to play a bunch of copies, but it is better than Tithing Blade, for sure. Okay, how different is tracking speed versus tracking day night? It's like kind of the same thing, right? It is going to be a pain in the ass to track, for sure. We need the enchantment bad. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit easier to track, because, like, once you get the 4, there's no tracking involved. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's true. It never goes backwards. I guess that's a good point. Yeah, you just, like, you play the speed card, you get the token, you start tracking it, and then from there it's relatively easy, so it's probably not that bad. I think I'm gonna flood their piss this turn. Player on Kaido. I can flood piss the Siren and then block this. Although that's sketchy if they have a kill spell. Instant speed kill spell, which it seems like they do. I could just block the Otter with Floodpits, which plays her on 1 spell. Which I think I will do. So they're going to Floodpits my Sentinel, is that what's happening? I mean, I'm still going to cast it. Any Flood Pissers? Floodin' and Pissin'. Golgari got barely any help. Yeah, but I mean, we don't have the entire set, right? We don't even have, what, a third of the set right now? What do you discard here? Tishana's, I think? Maybe Schooner? Thing is, I kind of want to double spell with these two next turn. And if I discard... I guess if I discard Schooner, I can still double spell with these two next turn if I don't draw land. I'm going to regret discarding this if I draw the enchantment, but it is worse without the enchantment. Bloodghast is big for your pet deck. How good is Bloodghast going to be in Standard? Like, I'm not exactly sure how many decks can utilize it. It's good in the sacrifice decks for sure, but outside of sacrifice, I'm not sure who else can really use it, I'm coming in there. I'm coming in there. I don't know if I'm playing the Pioneer Qualifier this weekend. I haven't decided. I might. I don't know what I would even play. Probably just like some red prowess deck. Probably Rakdos. But I think I'm probably just going to... I think the plan for the weekend is Saturday, play RCQ, late night stream, maybe qualifier. And then if I day 2 the qualifier, then we'll play Sunday. And if not, I'll just take Sunday off and watch football. Because I do want to watch both football games this weekend. They're both on Sunday, right? I'm pretty sure they are. Which deck if you finally play? If I do decide to play the qualifier weekend, it'll probably be, like I said, some kind of prowess deck. Hey, Pancho, welcome. Nowhere to run. Hi. No. Without me. Land. Map. Oh, they don't want to play anymore. Where'd they go? Have I played Tulio's Dinosaurs? Look who decided to show up. Welcome, Raiders. Spike, thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream today. We are playing some standard Merfolk. And it's been okay so far. I think we're 2-2 right now. Def Jet, thank you for the tier 1. Well, all 4 of our matchups have been Dark Slick Shores, Storm Chasers talent, so at least we're going to really figure out how this matchup is. I'd rather have an Overlord than Gnawing Vermin. Yeah, that's a good point. I was thinking Gnawing Vermin for curve purposes, just because like you want to play it early and kind of you have a lot of 2s in that deck. So that was kind of the reason I didn't want the Overlords in that version. Yeah, we just need 4 main deck Baloth. I think I currently have 0 Baloth in the sideboard, which is maybe not the best idea given how much Pixie there is. I like that card a lot. I mean, you can't really just play it in a normal Merfolk deck. You kind of really need to be playing that card with Agatha's Soul Cauldron, but I do like it quite a bit with Cauldron. Remember that thing I said earlier about being on the draw against this deck and how you shouldn't do that? I did say that. So their last card is Nowhere to Run? Okay. Well, fuck you, I'm not blocking then. I mean, I'm just gonna die anyways, but there's nothing I can do. Okay, at least I can maybe do something this turn. Alright, Hexcatcher. Using this. And then I can go... Oh wait, I don't have the vehicle. Shit. I thought I had the vehicle. In my head I had the vehicle in play, but I don't. Should have attacked first. I don't know why I thought I had the vehicle. Turns out I don't. Yeah, I'm just good. I'm good. Oh, man. I mean, when you don't play against Pixie every single round, it's fine, but we've been playing against a lot of Pixie today. I promise you there is more diversity in Standard than it seems like there is, and, I mean, sometimes the games can be fun. Like, when the Pixie deck doesn't have their broken draw every single game, then, like, those games are kind of fun, but they do that a lot, to be fair. What's funny about it, too, is that there's even more support for Pixie coming in the new set. I have not played against the lockdown version. I have seen those versions, though, that are more like they're playing 4 main deck lockdowns and a bunch of like really bad, and when I say really bad, I mean really bad, like ways to enable it. Gold Pan, Prophetic Prism, and then their whole goal is just play a bunch of stuff, lock down their own stuff, and then town the lockdown. So. I did not mean to cast that. Whatever. I meant to cast the Sentinel. I mean, it kind of works out, but... I like, for some reason, my mouse moved the Sentinel, and then... that's fine. They'll just think that I drew the Sentinel. The Gold Pan Spigot go infinite? Yeah, it seems a lot, definitely a lot more win more than I think you want to be doing. It seems unnecessary. Fear of Isolation. Yeah, it's fine. I'll just discard the forest. So I somehow have to win this race now, which seems kind of difficult. A graveyard that... I don't really want to bounce anything, because they'll just get the Hopeless Nightmare back. Bit of a tricky spot, huh? Maybe it would have been a little bit better if I had played the Sentinel last turn. I feel like that would have helped out. This is their Mold of 5, by the way. They Mold the 5 and I'm still already at 8 life. It's kind of ridiculous. Alright, we gotta get a little aggressive, because we are dead in 2 turns. This town ain't big enough. I think I have to sack the Hexcatcher. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. And then it's 3-6, they go to 8, then I have lethal next turn, hypothetically. It's not great. I'm gonna go here. And then probably just hold up the Unsummon. You want to take 6? We taking 6 here? Do we unsummon or do we map? 2, 3, this, do that. I think I just unsummon. I do need to find a creature to crew the schooner to threaten lethal is the problem. If they have any blocker, yeah, then we're kind of just cooked. I can't bounce their fears, because they just get back Nightmare. It doesn't do anything. I can't bounce either of their flyers. Because if I do that, I go to 6, they just play this, replay this, I go to 4, and then still just dead next turn. Where was Pixie at Worlds? I mean, it hadn't been established yet, you know? Like, people weren't even thinking about Pixie at that point. So I can make them chump block and they go to 1. Come on. Oh, wait, no, if I hit a spell, they're dead, right? Because I can make both of these 5 power. So all I need is a spell on top, right? I mean, it's 50-50. Either you hit a spell or you don't, right? Map onto it? What do you mean? Cast, crew, attack with 3 creatures. These are both 4 power, this is 3. They block a 4, and they take 7. We have 2 chances. We only have 1. Well, I guess if we hit an untapped land, then we have an extra chance. Easy. Easy. Map on the schooner? Well, it's the same thing, right? Why does it matter? Chat, why does it matter? It's the... Why? What do you mean? Oh, you're saying if I play the Hexcatcher, then map onto the schooner, I get 2 chances at a spell. Right, but if the first card's a land, I can just play the land and still get 2 more chances, right? Sure, I guess that's fair. I guess you're right, though. But then I guess I would get 3 chances, because then I could use a map, draw the land, play the land, map onto the schooner again. Okay, I see what you're saying. And then I make 3 4-power creatures. I'm with you. I'm with you. That was their mold to 5, by the way, and it was still a struggle. This Pixie deck is really good. Like, when we're struggling when they mold to 5, you know. I don't know if this hand wants that. This hand kind of just wants a vehicle. I'm going to graveyard that. I'm going to just really dig for the schooner. Dude, the new discard spell is sick. Blue-red mice. Oh, schooner does target. That's kind of interesting. I had not thought about that. That is very interesting. Yeah, the Dreams of Steel and Oil. That card's cool. I mean, the fact that they just put cycling on a reasonable discard spell is huge. Because a lot of people's problems with discard spells is they're terrible top decks later on. So at least you can get something out of it, you know. That's nice. I guess what would the blue-red deck look like, right? So you'd play 4 Heartfire Hero, 4 Emberheart Challenger, 4 Subterranean Schooner. Is there any other blue cards that target? I guess Spyglass Siren? Yo, should we try that? Just blue-red mice? Wait, hear me out. What if we also played Town Talent? Is there any other red cards that are good with Town Talent? It sounds kind of cool, right? No, I mean, I tried blue-red Profs, but I would just not play Profs in that deck. I had a version that had Profs, Arcanus, Cauldron, FOMO, Rona, but I just wouldn't play the Prof stuff in this build. It would be more aggressive focused. It sounds kind of cool. Alright, they got 3 mana untapped. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, Talent with Burn sounds kind of cool. Tishana's Tidebinder. I'm at 8. They're at 14. It's a lot worse when they know about it. think I just need to dig for a lord. Yeah, I think we graveyard that. Go again. That's good. That one I like. And I think I post-combat map onto the Sentinel. Chainsaw could be kind of cool, yeah. Okay. Play this. Keep. Maybe I'd rather just make a 3/3. Yeah, just make 3 3/3s. Huge. Huge. Okay. This one's going to be close. This one's going to be really close. Yep. I feel like I've done a pretty good job kind of spreading power around, which is nice. Well, now they have 2 3/2s that can trade. That sucks. God, why do they have so many, like, insane 1-mana cards? Every one of their cards is like Storm Chaser's Talent, 1/1 that draws a card, Nurturing Pixie, 2/2 flyer that draws a card, Spiteful Hexmage, 1-mana 3/2. Like, they have so many insane 1-mana cards. It's wild. It's so messed up. Yeah, I mean, I'm just dead. Pest Control? I mean, good luck trying to cast Pest Control on a Simic deck. That seems pretty difficult, if I'm being honest. Have I played the Golgari Crimes? Have I recently played the Golgari Crimes deck? I did, and I actually have a YouTube video that should be going up tomorrow, I believe, where we played a slightly updated version of Crimes, and it was pretty nice. I liked it. Trade, chump, trade. Okay. Map here. That doesn't help. I kind of want to try this blue-red mice deck. So I'm at 4. They put me to 2. I mean, I'm just dead, right? Guess I have to find another tapper for the Pixie. Oh, they just get back down. So I don't think I have any outs. Actually, they're at 6. Tapper does it. Wait, they're just dead on board. What the hell? Just dead on board. Interesting to leave yourself dead on board. Very, very interesting. All right, now the other important question: will we get out of the Pixie hell bracket? I've never been so happy to see a forest in my life. You don't even know. Holy forest. Ooh. All right. Resident chef. We have located the chef. It's a hell of a draw step. That is one hell of a draw step. Look, don't make fun of me for playing Mistway Spy, okay? I have my reasons. Okay, so they're doing, like, scale stuff, I would guess. Just gonna play 2 lords. they're absolutely cooked. Okay. Look, man, when you have these draws, this deck can really pop off. All right, so they're doing like Soul Cauldron, Beast Caller. Maybe they have Ozolith in their deck. Scream sounds good. This deck can pop off sometimes. Look, Mistway Spy looks pretty unassuming, not gonna lie, but you know, it fills a purpose, and it serves a purpose, fills a role. Maybe Vacuum, maybe Scream could be good. Other than that, it's pretty much it. Tidebinder's good against Cauldron. I think the Vacuums are kind of overkill. Let's cut... I don't want to cut the Unsummons. Maybe I can trim on ones. I want to cut Mockingbird, though. I'll cut the Spies. They are usually the first card to go out. And... man, everything else is too good. I sincerely don't want to cut anything. 12, 16, we have 23 lands. Could maybe shave a land. I'm just going to cut more ones. I am going to Charlotte, not Portland. I am trying to get my second qualification for the next round of RCs. I have one this season right now, but I'm trying to get the second one. I believe it is Cascadilly. I'm pretty sure it is. So, like, if I unable to scream something and then they use Cauldron, the creature they exile after I play the scream, well, those abilities will work, but not the previous ones. I'm fairly certain that's how it works. Yo, I can't attack this turn? It's okay, I'll just get the Pilgrimage down. Have it queued for the next round yet? Gotta play the Cage deck. That's what I qualified with. Ooh, Kami Enjoyer. I repeat, Kami Enjoyer. Okay, I can work with this. So why don't we go bounce this, play the Lord this turn, then I can Scream next turn. Next turn I can go Scream plus Tidebinder. Scream is kind of awkward against the Beast Caller. That is fine. Is this a cube deck? What, my deck? I got a pretty good cube deck over here. Okay, that's kind of a problem. Yeah, they're making a lot of mana. Losing the Hexcatcher kind of sucks. Still got Beast Caller. Yo, shit. Jill? Jill out, please? Come on, let me untap. Yeah! I guess the problem is... we kind of have to 2-for-1 ourselves to get rid of the Canker Bloom is the problem. Because I can't really attack. If I attack, they just block. I could Scream here, then they sack, then I Tidebinder. I mean, I guess that's fine. It's not a great exchange. You've triggered my trap card. Alright, we need to find another Hexcatcher. We need a Lord pretty quickly. Another Bad Brew Black-White mid-range deck? In Standard? If your first RCQ the 15th of February? Yeah, Cage will still be good by then. I will say, there's been a lot less people playing it on MTGO. in the challenges, which surprises me a little bit, but people just kind of want to try new stuff, I think. Well, if I scream the combi, I can't attack. But maybe I'm supposed to. Because I am kind of just getting cooked by this combi. Yeah, maybe people will forget about it by then. There are still some people playing it. It's not like completely gone and completely forgotten. Definitely still some people doing it. I got a lot of big stuff over there. A lot of big stuff. Eventually I'll be able to attack. Yes, those are Merfolk. Creamy McCrunch, thank you for the 6 months. Those are, in fact, fish. We call them Joel over here, you know. They have proper names. Legions to Ashes, Soraline, Preacher. I've seen decks similar to this. I kind of like that you're doing like some aggressive stuff and then a good amount of late game stuff. 4 Alenda sounds nice too. I like that card. Looks pretty cool. I'm dead. I'm very dead. Jesus Christ. Okay. In that case, let's go to game 3. Let's try and not have that happen again. Yeah, Lenda is nice. Soulstone is cool with Deeproot Pilgrimage. I've thought about playing the 4th Soulstone. Not excited about this hand. I'm doing this. Oh yeah, their deck is sick. Floodpits. Floodin and Pissin. Alright, they're whacking the bush. Yeah, no Snakeskin Veil. That's good. Probably want to shuffle this thing away. Just really hoping I would draw a land that turn. There is a classic Floodpits Drowner bug, where sometimes, what happens is when you cast Floodpits Drowner, the client actually just gives your opponent immediately gives your opponent the same card that you shuffle back in. Now, it seems like that did not happen in this particular case, but it definitely comes up. Maybe they patched it. I wanted to shuffle that thing away. This is not looking good. I mean, I guess that's something. They still have a 2/4. It's like not a very good answer to it, but man, unable to scream versus +1/+1 counters, not great. Maybe I should have not boarded a ban. Does anyone know if there are any Is It pirate crews with job openings for boosted sloop sailors this year? I believe you have to check the Arena announcements page for that. No, it still would trigger, Ray. Why would it not? It would still trigger this. Oh, you're saying level 3. Yeah. I thought you meant level 2. Oh, let's go. They said it couldn't be done. Land has been located. Niv is hiring cantrippers. Why would Niv want cantrippers? Tail swipe. I got swiped. The question is, did they swipe left or did they swipe right? Yeah, I guess it depends on the Niv. I was thinking the 5-color Nivs. This is not going particularly well. Converted, thank you for the prime. Appreciate the sub. Yeah, I don't really know how I get out of this. I think that's the neat part. I'm pretty sure I don't. Oh yeah, the one that what was I gonna say? The one that works with curiosity. Matt, you ready for this? Bang. Got him. Bet you didn't see that one coming, huh? Absolutely farmed. Okay, you win. When I said farmed, I meant I was the one that got farmed. Demon Tongue. Bet you didn't see that coming. Yeah. Immediately goes to ad. See, I would argue that that's good ad placement, you know? What is this? What are we doing here? What are we doing with our lives? Honestly? Like you gotta cut it off mid-sentence too, you know? It's the best way to do it. Guess I didn't have to play this first. One mana 1/1. Coming in. See, the funny thing is, I don't place the ads. They just get placed automatically. I just let Twitch sort it out. Brain not attacking? You thinking about holding back? For what? Schooner. I'm gonna pretend like there's a world where I would want to block with the Schooner. Even though that world... Okay. Well, we found the world. Huh? Okay. Could they get an attack with Mockingbird, huh? Now I think we attack. Okay. I mean, things are starting to come together. Things are starting to come together. The question is, do you block the Nemesis now if they attack? I think you do. Because they can only kill one thing with it. It's bad if they have Rage. You dumb bastard. It's not a schooner, it's a sailboat. Unfortunately, I do not know that reference. What is that from? I hope you tell me. Do we block? It's from Mallrats. I don't know what that is. Is that a movie? Yeah, blocking is just too bad if they have Rage. Okay. Good thing I didn't block. It's a Kevin Smith movie. Oh, I see. Yeah, I didn't know that. Okay, do this first. Oh, that's a good one. That, my friends, is a good one. Well, what if they just have nothing? Do we win this race? We do. But I'm trying to think if there's any reason that I would ever hold something back next turn. Because this is 4. Another rage is 2 more. That's 6. Like, rage plus strike. I'm thinking of holding back 1 creature in case they have a haster. So, like, crew with both of these, hit for 6, they go to 11. Next turn, play Hexcatcher, crew with these 2. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 11. Oh no, because I lose the scout if I do that. Okay, so I can't beat any I don't think I can play around anything. Because I need the crewers. Yeah, that's a good point. If they had a second rage, they might have used it last turn. Unless they were saving it for, like, a mouse this turn? Yo, chill? Demon Tongue, please chill? If they're attacking, that's not good for me. Burst Lightning? That only puts me to 1. 4 plus 4 is only 8. Okay, that's 6. Am I getting slow rolled? Surely I'm not getting slow rolled, right? That would never happen. Imagine if they slow rolled the lightning strike this long. Alright, I will cast Hexcatcher. Brother, what is going on right now? What is happening? They're for sure slow rolling. Well, now I can counter their thing, right? What could they have that they wouldn't have cast? I guess if I counter their strike, then I don't have lethal. They have a land. Well, they're getting a priority window, so they don't have a land in hand. Nah, village is sorcery only. Oh. Fuck. I did not think about that. Wait, they could have just killed me! What the hell? They could have just killed me! What the fuck? I mean, we're dead anyways, but they could have killed me. Jesus. Huh. Yeah. Unfortunate. What does the morph do? Yeah, I'll show you. It investigates whenever a creature hits. I know. They could have just killed me. They chose not to, but they could have killed me. Huh. I wonder if there's a way that I could have done this differently. Supposed to lead back the 3/3. Wait, huh? What? What just happened? Where'd they go? Why'd they leave? All right. I mean, I guess I guess the thing is, if you think long enough about your plays, then your opponent will just concede. That's just classic red player, right? Your opponent thinks for more than 10 seconds, they're instantly out of here. I scared them with the unmorph. Yeah, they like that. That's the classic play, right? Where you unmorph your thing, and like it's basically the spell pierce your opponent when they have 2 open mana. If you do it confidently enough, they believe that you are, like, they assume that you know what you're doing, and they're like, oh, well, my spell just gets countered, you know? They just don't pay the 2 mana. But you have to make sure that you're confident enough when you're making the play. You can't think about it either. You know, if you have the spell pierce, you have to cast it within seconds. The best part is they could have just killed me, right? They could have just frenzied their they could have just frenzied their thing. Oh man. I think I'm gonna Schooner pass. Yeah, you gotta make sure that you announce that you are casting the spell pierce as loud as you possibly can. I would like to spell pierce your card. I think this is a snap block. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take that trade. That is a perfectly reasonable trade for me. Brave block? What are they going to do? They're tapped out. Either they bin their thing and I take 3, and I just got Lava Spiked for 3 mana, or I traded my 2-drop for their 3-drop. I don't even think they should have attacked, if I'm being honest with you. Like, that's just a good trade for me. Yeah, Schooner is actually really good against Nemesis, because you just take that block every time, you know? It's an interesting draw. Very interesting draw. I think what I'm going to do is just play Soulstone at that point. And just go to combat and send both. And they take 7, and we hold up the Floodpiss. And then I probably just Floodpiss the Challenger. Yeah, see, that's the turn that I think they should have attacked. Because I wouldn't have blocked that turn. I think they attacked the turn they weren't supposed to attack, and then didn't attack the turn they were supposed to attack. I would have just done that in the reverse order. Can't really afford to counter that. It's a lot of shitters. Yeah, I guess I should have sacked the Hexcatcher to counter it. It's a lot of shitters. Yeah, well, that line kind of gets blown up if they have a kill spell, right? But maybe you're right. I think this still kind of works out pretty well for us. They have no attacks this turn. We can kind of just send everything next turn without fear. So let's map onto the better blocker. Definitely going to keep that. Now I kind of want to do this, I think. And then if they want to trade for Floodpits, I think I'm okay with that. Just let the trade happen. Why would you chump the Cenote instead of trading? Maybe they're worried about Second Lord. Debating if I want to shuffle away the Challenger or just tap the hero. I think I'm just going to go upkeep, tap the hero. Because then we tap hero, then unsummon the Manifold Mouse. This should be fine. Didn't know red creatures could block. They can block some of the time. Yeah, you could maybe consider playing Minor Misstep. I don't think it's the worst idea. It is really good against them. Like, their whole deck is 1-drops. Mistway Spy. Ooh. We have a Lifegain Enjoyer. Lifegain Enjoyer spotted. That's our Amalia matchup. We're going to find out. I guess Tidebinder is pretty good against Amalia, actually. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do that. Hinterland Sanctifier. No. No. Wait, why didn't they bat first? I mean, they're going to gain a lot of life. So I guess they take Floodpits, maybe? Alright, give me a Schooner off the top. Schooner or Lord? Lord would be nice. That's not bad either. Yeah, that's probably better. It's probably better than casting a Sentinel here. Just go wide Joel. I attack with Tidebinder, they could double block here. Unlock the Amalia, but I get back Floodpits Drowner. Nah, let's just do this. I don't want to give them back the Amalia yet. Especially with them having the case in play. Huh? Why'd they do that? I don't know. Alright. They didn't even think about that. They just snapped off the block. They also gave me the Floodpits Drowner to now tap the Channeler. Okay. Sure, I guess they have the case. I mean, I'm not attacking, but I am going to shuffle away your Channeler. This is the perfect matchup for roaming through a Tidebinder. Honestly, you're not wrong about that. They do have a lot of triggers. That is fine. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a pretty big Channeler. Moderately large Channeler coming in. Nothing a little Merfolk can't handle. Okay, I'll take one. Take Juan. They could pop the case to get back the bat if they wanted to. Free attack. They're gonna block, but free attack. Trigger, 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 trigger. Just you wait till we find a Lord. As soon as we find a Lord, we are cooking. See, it's gonna take us a while to deal 32, but not once we find a Lord. Okay, that's a little cringe. You think that's the same one that I just shuffled back in? Yeah, that's the Floodpits Drowner bug. Oh, they were attacking with Amalia because they want to sack the case to get it back. I'll take. I see what you're doing there. I got you. Bro, stop gaining life! How do you expect me to deal you 39 damage? My deck isn't capable of doing that. Okay. Late to the party. If I had that earlier, I could have unsummoned the Channeler. As long as you've lost life this turn, has Flying and Vigilance. How easy is it for them to lose life? Could draw Caves of Koilos. I mean, I can always just unsummon it if I need to. Go, I guess? Yeah, I mean, I don't really have attacks. At some point, but... Is it easy to make decks without spending money? I wouldn't necessarily say it's easy. It does require a good amount of time and effort. But this game can be free to play. You need to do a lot of drafting, that would be my recommendation. Lots and lots of drafting. That's probably the easiest way to, like, build up your collection if you're starting from scratch. Yeah, Channeler is a weird one. Should accrue to my turn? Why? There's no difference. 10-9, huh? Look, I'm just saying, we gotta start somewhere. I'm gonna map onto the Sentinel. I need a Lord. That is not a Lord. I mean, it's kind of pointless to bounce the Channeler, because they're just gonna make it big again. Yeah. I'm just gonna do this, leave up Unsummon, because I'm scared about them drawing a Caves of Koilos. And I guess just pass? Yeah. I'm afraid to use the map, because if I use the map and they draw caves, then I just die to the Channeler. I guess it would only be 11. You get your turn and his. So, the way that Pilgrimage is worded, if you crew them individually, which is what I've been doing, you still trigger it each individual time. So you don't have to do it once on their turn, once on your turn. You can just do it this way. What do you think of Ketramos? I don't know if I like that card. I've heard a lot of people talking about it in Modern, like the black-white sewer taxes deck or whatever you want to call it, just because it works kind of well with Solitude. I don't necessarily know if I buy that. And I'm not sure that there's enough ways to exile in Standard for it to be good. But, okay, that's interesting. Let's map first. See what we find. Is Deeproot Pilgrimage a kindred merfolk? If only. I don't know if this throne is good, is it? What does the throne even do? Doesn't do shit. I mean, I can double Tidebinder, I guess, but is that relevant? I just don't know it does anything. It's gonna double Tidebinder. Yeah, why does that matter, though? I mean, my plan this game is just dig until I find a Lord, is it not? Like, I don't think anything other than Lord matters. I can't win this game unless I draw a Lord. I'm gonna graveyard it. How close are they to dead if I find a Lord? I'm gonna get 6 more attackers, that's 22. Okay, I think I have to Tidebinder that. Right? It's a lot of triggers. Jesus Christ. Yeah, because I don't want them taking the Unsummon. I'm gonna Tidebinder the bad trigger. I mean, the Lord's gotta be close to lethal, does it not? I think you bind the Ilkor. Why does the Ilkor matter? Because they can eventually alpha shove me. Well, if they do that, I can just chump block their 1/2s. Like chump, chump, chump. Taking this anyways, chump, chump. So I don't think the Ilkor matters that much. It only drains if I let them drain. Right, like here I can just do this. Take 1. Like, I'm not really taking a lot of damage per turn. And I'm making 6 tokens, now 8 tokens every turn. Yeah, we can unsummon it eventually, too. I gotta be close to lethal with Lord. Well, they can trigger it themselves. Wait, does this work? Creature cards in your graveyard gain. You may cast this card from your graveyard until end of turn. So, is this blanket for the whole turn? Or is it only the creatures that are in the graveyard? Like, can they loop? Like, okay, so they sack the case, right? They replay Ellis from the graveyard, keep new Ellis. This one goes back to the graveyard. Okay, so they can't do that then. Yeah, because it says cards in graveyards gain, not you may cast creature cards from your graveyard this turn. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. All right, you're at 50. What are they looking for? I don't really know. I'm sure they have a card they're looking for, but I don't know what that is. Oops, I misclicked. That was a misclick. Did not mean to do that. Shit. Well, that's -6 tokens. -3? No, it's -6. It's a lot more relevant than -3. It's okay, I'm still only taking 1 damage. Do I want to take the bat hit, or do I want to trade for the bat? I really think I want to hold this Unsummon as long as possible. I'm just going to take the bat hit. Gives me 5 turns to find a Lord. I think they have Tenacity. Another reason to hold up the Unsummon and not let them replay the bat. Because if I block... I mean, I guess they can do it anyways because they already have a bat in the graveyard. Okay, I should have blocked. I forgot they already had a bat in the graveyard. If they draw a Cleric... Yeah, it's a good point. Why not block the bat? Because I didn't want them to case the bat back, but I forgot they already had a second bat in the graveyard. That was my bad. There's no reason not to block when they already have a bat in the graveyard. I just forgot about it. Look, I'm just saying, one of these days, I'm going to find it. I do have 4 in my deck. Is that relevant? I don't think it's that relevant. Not more relevant than finding a Lord. Shuffle a bat. Yeah, it just doesn't do that much. Honestly, yeah, I mean, I would want to shuffle the Ruin Lurker bat. At some point, what I might do, next turn if I brick, I may want to unsummon the Tidebinder and Tidebinder the Ruin Lurker bat. Okay, they've given up. Yeah, they're getting bored, in fact. At some point, I can maybe just start alphaing with the tokens. Alright, chump here, eat this, take Juan. Wouldn't have it allowed you to shuffle Channeler and start making more maps? Yeah, but like, do I need to do that? Maybe. I mean, at some point I could just unsummon the Channeler if I want to. It's getting to the point where I could just attack with all my tokens, and even with 3 blockers, they're still just going to take enough damage that I can like put them on a 2-turn clock. Because I'm making 10 tokens this turn, right? Chump is better than trade because of the case. I don't want to put this in the graveyard. I do not want them recasting this. This is locked under the Tidebinder right now. What did this Tidebinder hit? I forgot. Oh, the bat that just died. Right. Yep. Alright, what are we bouncing? I guess the Channeler? Yeah, sure. So the shitty thing about this is now they have 3 flyers. That's honestly the worst part about this, is now they just have a shit ton of flyers. Yeah, there's really no reason to bounce anything else. I think not mapping last turn would have won. How would not mapping have mattered? Oh, because I could have Tidebindered? Yeah, maybe. I could have went unsummoned Tidebinder. Sure. Mapping does clear a bad top deck, and that is important. I mean, you just know for a fact we're going to draw the Lord this turn. It's got to be on top, right? It just has to be. This is the last turn. I summon the Vodalian Hexcatcher to the top of my library. That's a Cenote Scout. Okay. Not quite. Not quite. Oh, man. I mean, that doesn't matter, right? Because I'm at 6. Isn't there one more turn? Well, the problem is now they have 3 power in the air. So I only have one more turn after this. It does technically buy me a turn because I can bounce a flyer, but that I buy a turn and then to get 1 card deeper, so it I end up looking at the same number of cards anyways. So it kind of doesn't accomplish that much. Channeler only flies if they lose life, which they don't have a Caves of Koilos right now. Sure, if they draw Caves, I'm dead, but... So, can I afford to send the Sentinels? Because they can chump block and trigger Ellis. Yeah, if I send all 3 Sentinels, they can go chump, chump. I go to 4. Then they put me to 1. I don't know if I can send the Sentinels. There's no option. Come on, there's no option to attack with all. Oh, no. I have to click one of them individually. Jesus Christ. Click the X29. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. I've learned something new today. All right, 30 attackers coming in. Just 30 1/1s attacking. Yeah, I don't think the extra 6 are going to matter that much. So, if I had 6 more, they'd be taking 33, but I'm going to make 12 on end step, so it's still going to be lethal next turn no matter what. I think I just have to hope they don't draw exactly Caves of Koilos. I think that's what I lose to. Now I can't jump. I can. I'm making 12 more tokens on defense. Yeah, how many other ways do they have to pay life? I guess Zoraline, maybe? Zoraline would pay life, right? It's like Zoraline or Caves of Koilos. What a ridiculous game. This game is wild. Like the attack with Sentinels. If I attack with Sentinels, I'm dead on board. They just chump block with the Sanctifiers. I'm 99% sure I'm dead on board if I attack with the Sentinels. I'm just going to make them all, because I have to do this anyways. It's not like they have a sweeper. They would have killed me if they had a sweeper. Oh, I know. One there, one there, one there, one there. I actually don't have to block the Sanctifiers, right? Technically, I could just go to 1, but it's kind of dicey. I don't want to go to 1, right? What about going to 2? It's not worth it, I think. It's probably not worth it. Let's just go to 3. It does. The clocks they're at 22, I'm at 17. It's still kind of close. Yeah, Amalia would do it too, because they can legend roll to keep the new Amalia. What an unbelievable game. This is game 1, yes. I think we have declared victory. Combat. You figure it out. Oh my god! What was that game? Come on, dude. Maybe I could have killed them earlier. Because there was the point that the turn that I missed the 6 tokens, that might have been the turn that if I had made those tokens, it would have made sense to just start shoving everything. Jesus. That was a game, alright.
Come on, if you're not enjoying that, I don't know what you would enjoy.